Okay, kiddies, here is the day of reckoning, so to speak. Today is the day I'm going to start breaking down the studio for the arrival of the new Argosy workstation, which will be here in a couple of days. FedEx is claiming it will be here in 2 more days. So I have a lot of work to do, and as part of this documentary mini-series, you guys have asked me to kind of document the before and after in the process of ripping down this studio and rebuilding it with some new workstations, new technology, so on and so forth. So let me just kind of give you an overview of what we have before here. So as you can see over here, here's my current workstation, which is served me well. I've had it for a couple of years. It's I bought it from sweetwater.com. It's a Malloy, I believe is how you pronounce it, workstation. It's a producer's desk, nice desk. But the problem is that now with the addition of my new Raven MTI, I just don't have enough room on this desk any longer, even before the MTI. Soon after I purchased it, I realized that I probably didn't do enough due diligence on my ends to make sure I bought the proper workstation that would give me enough space to kind of stretch out a little bit. And as I continue to upgrade and take gear in and out of my studio, and as my productions have gotten more involved here, I just didn't have enough of a work surface here. So once I decided to get the Raven, I knew I was going to need a new workstation. And so I spent about a month researching workstations, and I settled on the Argosy workstation, which is what you can see up here on the Raven screen here. So this is the Argosy Dual 15L, which is going to be about 1.5 feet longer than the desk that I'm currently using. In this photo here, you can see they have two 27-inch monitors there. I'm only going to have one monitor, which will be my Apple display, and then I'll have the Raven right in front of it. And then they have two 5-space racks on either side of this workstation, which will be more than enough for what I have for hardware. But as my studio expands and over time, if I decide to get some new gear, I wanted to have a workstation where I'm not going to outgrow it like I did on this current workstation. So I wanted to make sure I purchased something that this would hopefully be the last workstation I buy for an awfully long time. And then on top of the wings, you can see it's a flat top, and that'll allow me to put my monitors, my focals on there as well. So this is the workstation that is coming in a couple of days, which means I need to make room down here to go ahead and uninstall and build that desk. I think that desk is coming in 11 different boxes. It's like 350 pounds, so it's going to take me some time to assemble it and put it together, and I'll document that as well for you guys. But here's the current workstation again. I have some gear here, some rack-mounted gear, my Apollo and a mic panel and a couple of power conditioners. And as you can see, in back of my Raven is where my Dangerous Music D-Box sits, which I need to be able to put my hands on quite a bit during the course of a day, and can't do it with the Raven here. So got to get rid of the workstation. And so this is again the Malloy workstation I bought from sweetwater.com. It's going to go on Craigslist or on eBay. So if anyone watching this is within driving distance of Connecticut and you'd like to get a workstation, very inexpensive. I think I paid $1,800 or $1,900 for this a couple of years ago. It's in mint condition, there's not a scratch on it. I'm willing to let it go for an extremely reasonable price, so hit me up if you're interested, but you have to come pick it up. I'm not going to ship it. The legs come off of this, so the top section would be one piece and the legs would be a second piece. So if you had a minivan or a pickup truck or something, you'd be able to easily put this in there. And the way this desk was constructed is you have a couple of let's see, 5-space rack on the left side, and then you can, on the right side here, is where originally was a PreSonus Studio Live 16-channel mixer, which will fit perfectly in this spot here. This panel comes off, and this a full-on mixer will sit in there perfectly. It's like custom built for the desk. It was built custom for the 16.4.2 PreSonus Studio Live, which I no longer have. Or you can use it as kind of a small little writing surface like I did once I got rid of the 16.4.2. But again, I'll take more pictures of this when it's completely, all the gear's taken out of it, and put measurements on it on the website and stuff so you can see what's involved. But it's a pretty good desk, but it's just too small for my needs. So there is the look at it. So what's going to happen now is everything has got to be pulled out of here. All the wiring's got to be taken out. It's going to take me all day, unfortunately. And I got to get this space ready. So one of the things that I'm excited about, not only am I going to be able to have a larger work surface to fit all my current equipment, but then any equipment I might purchase in the future, is I'm also going to be able to clean up, because the new desk is going to have some hidden wire management systems that will allow me to get rid of all this, which really annoys me, that I have all this cabling here. And it's going to also allow me to take all this, the computer, my hard drives, all my stuff that has to do with the studio, and kind of tuck it away underneath behind this new workstation where you won't see it. So this little rolling cabinet will go away as well, probably back in my storage room. And I'm going to be adding some more, another bass trap right underneath this one, from the floor so to the ceiling, just like I did on the other side. These monitors are going to probably sit on top of the new workstation, so I may not have the stands anymore. I'll have to see how that goes. And so that's kind of the project for today. Also picked up a new chair. Anyone out there that has a bad back that sits in a chair for 4 or 5 hours at a time mixing records, and your back is killing you like mine always is, and I got one of these back supports, it doesn't seem to do anything for any length of time. I ended up picking up a Herman Miller Arion chair. If you don't know what a Herman Miller chair is, go out and Google it. Real high-end, very, very comfortable chair. I use one in my office upstairs, and it does wonders for my back. So if you have a bad back and you're sitting in a chair that is killing you all the time after you sit for a few hours, go check out the Herman Miller line of chairs. They have several different models. I have the Arion model coming. It's an expensive chair, you know, but it'll last you a lifetime. I mean, I think it's like close to $800 or $900 for a chair. They're pretty pricey, but compared to a typical big box store type of a $200 or $300 chair, can't even compare the two. After sitting in one of those for 15 or 20 minutes in my office upstairs, I can instantly tell how much more comfortable they are. My back never bothers me. So that's coming as well as part of this upgrade. So I have a new chair coming, I got a new workstation coming. I got some other goodies coming gear-wise, which I'll share with you in some other videos, but I wanted to kind of document the before. And as I kind of go through the stages of ripping the studio down, I'll take some more footage because people have asked me for this. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad here. It's a little dim. I don't have my portable lighting up because it's just going to be in the way. So hopefully this isn't too dark of a video. If it is, I'm sorry. I'll try to fix it in post. So anyway, here's kind of the before again. This new desk is going to take up the majority of this wall, which is going to be great. And then all the gear is going to kind of, for now, all my gear is going to kind of be all over the place. Wires are going to be everywhere. Here's kind of my sitting area behind my studio, or behind my console. Here's my Roland V drum kit. Yes, I play drums as well. And then all the gear for now, temporarily, is going to kind of go back here in storage while I'm building this new workstation. So here's kind of our lounge break area for the artists. There's a bathroom back there. I don't know how many of you have seen any video. I don't know if I've taken any video and put it up on YouTube of my studio. So here's kind of a lounge area again. It's kind of dark. I don't have any lighting up to get you great lighting. But everything's going to kind of come back here into my work area, storage area. And I got a table set up where I'm going to put the computer and all the electronics and everything to kind of keep it out of harm's way while I'm reconstructing the control room. So nothing to really see back here, just kind of a workbench, tools, some storage, hot water heater furnace, 4x12 cabinet, and a plethora of cabling. I got more cables in this studio than I know what to do with. Look at that. Dozens and dozens of mic cables, 1/4-inch cables, specialty cables for tracking artists. So excuse the mess. We'll come back out here again into our little lounge break area. Pretty cool. It's a mess right now. I apologize. And then we'll come on out here. Oh, another rack full of cabling and spare parts and batteries and connectors and adapters. So that's kind of it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to deconstruct, rip everything down, start pulling all the gear out, clean everything up, get ready for the 11 or 12 boxes that are going to show up in a couple of business days here. and then we will start putting the studio back together and you'll see the before and after. So hopefully this was interesting. Leave me a comment below. Make sure you check out homerecordingmadeeasy.com and visionrecordingstudios.com, and I will see you guys all soon. Okay guys, here we are about an hour into the deconstruction process, and as you can see, a lot of the, or some of the gear is now off this workstation. Starting to get there. I've spent about an hour going through everything, and there's still a lot more to do, but here is kind of what's left of the spaghetti of wires, which I hate more than anything else in the world, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And hopefully with the new setup, I'm not going to have as bad of a time with wires. You can see all the, I hope that's not too dark for you, all the wires that are under there. This desk has a pretty good way to route the wires through these holes. They route cables around, but there's just so many of them. Gosh, you really don't realize how much wiring you have, or how much wire it takes to wire up a few pieces of gear, but by the time you're done with all the cables and interconnections, man, there's a lot of stuff. So anyway, here we are in about an hour in. So we're getting there. I can kind of show you what's kind of left of what was taken off and where all the gear kind of ended up. As we said a little while back, it's all going to kind of hang out here. So here's the 30-inch Apple monitor, Apple Cinema display, which is really nice. I like that monitor a lot. And then we got the Raven over here, my monitors, my two universal audio satellite Thunderbolt systems, which I don't think I've ever shown you guys on YouTube. So I have, as you know, I have an Apollo Quad, which has a quad card built in of DSP power, but I also have an Octo satellite, which is like 2 quads in one, and then I have another quad. So in essence, I have 6 quad cards if you add all that up. So I have an Octo, a quad, and then a quad in the Apollo. So it's like having 4 quad separate systems, which is why I'm able to use so many universal audio plugins in a recording session, because I have all this DSP power. And then my Focal monitors, my ultimate speaker stands here, MIDI controller, again some other peripherals, you know, boombox, mixers, blah blah blah. Nothing too interesting. So again, getting to the point where we're going to start now pulling out some of the rack gear and start cleaning up this desk and taking some photos of it and such to see if anybody wants it locally in my area. And actually here, this panel, this open hole here, there's actually a panel that fits back in there, so that'll close up nicely. And this will all close up. And that wooden panel can actually come off, and that's where, again, a 19 or a 16 channel mixer can fit. Again, I was using the PreSonus Studio Live, but you can put a Mackie mixer, whatever. It'll fit in there perfectly, and it looks like it was built into the desk, which is nice. And so that's it for now. So we're about an hour in. I will, once I get all the cabling out of here and get all the computer and everything out of here, I will take another snapshot here and show you when everything is completely deconstructed and taken out of here, and then we'll start worrying about getting the new stuff all set up. So until next time. Okay, welcome back guys. It is, oh geez, it's a Saturday morning at about what seems to be like, I think it's 5:30 a.m. So last night, after a long night, you saw some footage. I've completely now taken down the old workstation. All the equipment is out. Here's what's left of the workstation. I took the legs off, took a bunch of pictures. It's going up, I think it went up on Craigslist last night. Yes, it did. It went up on Craigslist last night. Hopefully somebody will call me and come take this thing away. It could probably be moved out in one big section like this, and then the legs and the keyboard tray and such will be a second piece that can be taken out. If nobody comes and takes this in the next couple of days before the new Argosy desk gets here, then I will just store it in the back until someone wants it. So I posted it on my Facebook page, so by the time you guys are watching this video, hopefully it'll already have been taken. But if not, you can always check with me. I'll leave it up on my Facebook page, and if you want it and you're in or near Connecticut, maybe you're in New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, again, I think I'm asking like $400 for this desk. It's a $2,000 desk and almost dead mid condition. So it might be worth your while to make a trip. So this is what's left of it, and as you can see, everything is cleaned and out of the way. I went ahead and put up some new base trapping in this corner. This is where the computer used to live, if you remember. There was a rollaway, kind of a rollaway rack cabinet in front of this, behind this light. So I purchased another one of the base traps and went from floor to ceiling on either side, just like on this side, floor to ceiling. And if you want to know where I got the base traps, I did an acoustic treatment video a while back. It's on my YouTube channel. You can search the archives, but it's by a company in Florida called Acoustic Mac. Acoustic M-A-C Mac. Really affordable. These are all wood with fiberglass insulation with fabric on the front. Corner base traps. Very, very reasonably priced, easy to install. They look really good, they're very durable, and they work really well. The one thing I love about this room is it sounds great. The mixes translate perfectly out of this room. I've never had an issue with this room, which I know is a big challenge with our home studios. So just really good bass trapping in the corners, some Oralex foam on the walls in front to kind of cut back on the slap, and I might add a little bit more right below this. I might add a little more foam at one point. But I did an acoustic treatment video, so like I said, go search that out. So anyway, so here we are. So we're at the end of the teardown. New Argosy desk will be coming in a couple of days. So I wanted to kind of get everything ready. I wanted to take my time because I'm doing most of this by myself. I don't have any help. My buddy Joe's going to be coming to help me put the new desk together, which is pretty much going to take up, it's like 108 inches long, where this one was only 61 inches long. So it's about 40 some odd inches longer. I think it's going to fit, when I measured it out, between the outer two light switches or plugs on the wall, if you can see from here, almost to where the acoustic, or where the bass traps are, pretty much from that plug all the way to that plug, which is about 106 inches. That's how long the Argosy desk is going to be. So if you can see back, you can see this one here is only 61 inches. This is going to be quite a bit longer. The depth is almost the same, although the depth, it is a little bit deeper. This current desk that I was using was 36 inches deep from front to back, where the new one I believe is 42 or 43. So it is deeper, it is longer. It's going to be really cool. So I'm really excited about that. Again, it'll be a desk that I hopefully will never have to replace because it has enough room in it and it has enough rack space in it that will have plenty of growth. So I don't outgrow it, kind of like I did on this workstation. But somebody's going to get a really cool deal on a great workstation. So anyhow, that's kind of where we're at. So again, I'll pan around here for you. Again, there's my Roland V drum kit that I use. Not for clients so much, but for myself. I also play drums, and I really dig that drum kit. Really nice drum kit. The only electric drum kit I've ever used that really sounds like the real thing and feels really good as well. I really enjoy playing that in my spare time, which I don't have a lot of these days. The studio is just I'm so busy between mixing and mastering stuff and then doing the home recording made easy site. Is just been really busy in 2015, and again, I got to thank all of you guys for that, because you guys help support all of that. You guys are the ones that are interested in that. You guys are the ones that are checking out the YouTube channel. You guys are the ones that are purchasing the Made Easy products. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really excited that you guys are really getting some benefit. Here's the back of the kind of studio as well. So this is a good size room, by the way. This room is probably, I think it's 18 depth by 23 or 24 wide. So it is a good size control room. As you can see, it's not bad. So yeah, anyway, so 2015 has been extraordinarily busy. And 2016 is going to be even busier. I got a whole bunch of new stuff really planned for you guys. I'm going to take you through the lounge again here, show you the mess of where all the stuff kind of ended up after I ripped it out of that room. Again, I know it's dark in here and I apologize for that. This is not really the best lighting for video, and pulling out the portable lights for this kind of makeshift video didn't make sense. Back here again where all the gear ended up. Here's where everything ended up back here. What a mess. Oh, there's wires and cables and stuff everywhere. I'm also actually kind of embarrassed to show you guys this. The one thing I did as I was pulling everything apart, which I didn't do the first time around, is you see that little label maker? I put that to really good use. One of the things that I noticed that with all the wires, the spaghetti of wires, I wouldn't really label everything really well. And this time around, I'm making sure every power supply is labeled, every cable is labeled. I did not do a good job of that. And I know it was such a, for troubleshooting and for taking things up and down, it's such a pain. I highly recommend you guys do labeling. Label cables, label power supplies, things, you know, like on my UAD satellite stuff, you know, labeled the power supplies, labeled the units themselves so I know what's what. Here's my new Mac Pro, the late 2013 trash can. My RAID drives, there's three 2 terabyte drives in that box, Thunderbolt. So all my recording sessions run off of one, and then they instantly back up to drives 2 and 3. So I have everything in 3 places, which I highly recommend if you don't do that, back everything up. So here's all the gear, and it's all gonna eventually get put back together. But yeah, so 2016 is going to be really cool. I'm really excited to share with you guys a bunch of stuff. Not only are you going to be able to see, you know, the new studio setup, which is, you know, kind of, I guess it's okay, but, you know, I don't know how terribly interesting it is. But the other thing you're going to get to do, and the other thing I'm going to do, in 2016, we got like 2 or 3, at least 2, maybe a third Made Easy series products, working with PreSonus again on a couple of projects, which I think you guys are really going to like if you're Studio One users, or if you use PreSonus gear in general. And then we're also going to do things like recording drums made easy, which will be, we'll take the electric kit, we'll record the electric kit, we're going to record an acoustic kit as well, so you can see miking techniques, so on and so forth. I do have an acoustic Pearl export kit in that storage closet, as you can see. A really nice honey amber Pearl acoustic export series kit, which we'll do. And we're going to do everything with very minimal amounts of gear. We're going to do everything with inexpensive microphones, inexpensive interfaces to show you how you can get an awesome drum sound with very minimal stuff, kind of mimicking what it would be like to record in a bedroom. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. And then I also got some really cool gear coming to show you guys. One of the things I'm going to be doing is we're going to test out some Pultec style hardware EQs on the master bus and compare them to plugins and analog summing stuff, and inserting hardware into your workstation, into your workflow, so you can insert things like compressors, hardware compressors. We always talk about the vintage plugins, which I think are amazing, as you guys all know, but also now inserting hardware. So I got a couple of Pultecs coming, which I'm going to be putting on my master bus, and we're going to do some A/Bing with the Universal Audio Pultecs versus the Waves Pultecs with the hardware Pultecs, and see what the differences are. Are they worth it? We're going to use an original Pultec. We're going to use a Pultec replica by a company called Warm Audio, which makes a Pultec style EQ, which I hear is amazing. And the price is right. They're only like $600 a piece, which is unbelievable. If they sound as good as I'm reading online. So we're going to check that stuff out too. So we're going to do a lot of cool things in 2016. We're going to do a lot of new videos, a lot more training, really going to step up things around here in the home recording made easy world. So guys, get set for that. So part of this upgrade and part of the workstation and part of the studio kind of reconfig is a way to enable me to do more things quicker, more efficiently, so I can put out better content for you guys, both with you know, training videos as well as YouTube stuff. There'll be a lot of free content. I'm going to be putting out a free ebook pretty soon for all my subscribers, that if you bought any of my Made Easy products, you'll get a lot of that stuff for free. So there is a lot of new things coming in 2016 with home recording made easy, and as well as Vision Recording Studios. I'm busier now than I've ever been. I'm mixing probably 4 to 6, I think this year I mixed 5 actually, 5 full-length CDs this year for clients in 2015, among dozens of other single tracks. So, you know, a lot of that is coming from all the social media exposure. So I thank all of you guys for that as well. So anyway, I'm going to end this video. Again, this is the old workstation. It's going. The room is now somewhat cleaned up, waiting for the new Argosy station, and I will absolutely post the construction of that and the new setup, and then we will get to making some new tutorials for you guys. So until next time, take care.